Right, we are live, I think. Somebody tell me if we are. Try to pull it up on my other computer. Yep, there we go. We are live with, we're going to do severe weather coverage here for the Chicagoland area through this evening. Don't mind the left side of the screen, because that is just me trying to make sure I have the stream displayed properly. But we are doing severe weather coverage this afternoon. Ahead of severe weather for the Chicagoland area. Let me fix this. And as you can tell, we have a better camera this time. I learned from my last mistake back on July 12 with that storm chase. Now I realize that we got to use a different camera. And this is using my phone. So this is... you're looking at the Chicagoland area, 2% tornado risk for this evening, 30% chance of wind. They're throwing the word out derecho there for this evening. I can't rule one out, but the possibilities of a derecho could be here for this afternoon and evening. For the timeline, I guess, I'd say between 5 and 11 o'clock this afternoon and evening. So if you have plans now, it probably would be a good idea to get them ready before that time. Give me a second, we'll get back on this, talk more in just a second. Alright, so we'll continue here. As I said before, 2% tornado risk is that green outline you see. Is that green outline you see right there on your screen? That is the 2% tornado risk. I will switch it and you can see the damaging wind contours there. Where is it? I have it somewhere. Oh, here. So this is your enhanced risk area. It just switched for you. The enhanced risk is orange, slight risk is yellow, marginal risk is green. You barely see any green on the top left. But enhanced risk is severe weather for the Chicagoland area today, stretching as far west as Cedar Rapids, as far west as northwest Iowa towards Sioux Falls, South Dakota. But the reason I've said this earlier in the forecast for today. The reason I'm not chasing today is because Chase partner Joey's up in Oshkosh for the air show. We may even feature him in this if any severe weather does happen up north toward him. If anything happens, I will try and get him onto this, and we'll do 2 separate live streams, if you will, for that. Oops. But, so yeah, as of right now, there's still nothing in the Chicagoland area, which is good for the time being. Like I said, the time frame should be between 5 and 11 o'clock this afternoon. And like I said, the Storm Prediction Center is throwing the word out derecho there. Some of the models I've seen actually have had derecho characteristics for this afternoon, which fun. So, I mean, like I said, we also had the severe weather stuff this morning. The 2 videos of me recording stuff, like the storms and all that. That was early this morning around 3 a.m. That has not affected any of the thermodynamics for this afternoon. In fact, Chicagoland is sitting under 5,500 Cape this afternoon. I will describe what I see here. I couldn't. Let me try. Okay, never mind. Oh, I could go there. Never mind. Okay, so the Chicagoland currently is sitting under the far western Chicagoland is sitting under 6,000 Cape. So there's 6,000 joules per kilogram, which is the measure of moisture in the atmosphere, or measure of instability in the atmosphere, whatever. There's 6,000 Cape in In fact, I think they just issued a mesoscale discussion for Chicago. They may have a severe thunderstorm watch Where is it? I believe they're going to have it somewhere within this area. So they have just issued a mesoscale discussion for the potential of severe weather for the Chicagoland area this evening. In fact, I might even include parts of that one as well. Okay, so let me see if I can pull up the mesoscale discussion, because it's not pulling up on my screen, as you can see here. I can always pull it up on something else, and I'll read it from there. So yeah, mesoscale discussion issued for the Chicago. Actually, the mesoscale discussion, excuse me, is issued for. That's not it. I just saw it. Let me. Oh, it's somewhere. I cannot find it. Okay, mesoscale. Excuse me. It's a mesoscale precipitation. I thought it was a normal mesoscale discussion. It's not. So this is from the Weather Prediction Center. I will read it for you. Hourly rain totals to 2.5 inches with local amounts to 5 inches could lead to isolated to widely scattered instances of flash flooding, stretching from northeast Iowa, southwest Wisconsin, that area, stretching all the way to the Indiana-Ohio border. So basically within this enhanced risk area. What it's talking about is here. Pretty much this area is where they're saying there can be 2.5 to 5 inches of rain in that area for this event. So it's not a mesoscale discussion talking about severe weather yet, because it's still early. It's only 3:36 as we're doing this here. But for the time being, so again, no severe weather for the Chicagoland area for now. Expect it to pick up within the next 2 hours or something or so. And with that in mind, it's gonna be a nighttime event, just like July 14. We're not gonna talk about that event. Trust me. It's gonna happen like right around sunset, so it's what it's forecasting for now at least. So right around the sunset time, right, 7-8 o'clock is when this should be in the Chicagoland area. I can always fact check myself here. 6 hours. Actually, this looks like to be okay, NAM 3K, which is what the Storm Prediction Center goes off of. Keep in mind, do not trust NAM 3K for stuff like this, but NAM 3K is showing stuff around 10, 11 o'clock tonight. I can always find other models. HRRR, or as I like to call it, HER. That is showing. It's showing isolated supercells up in Wisconsin, which is where Joey's at right now for the air show. He's there. If those cells fire, he will chase. Like I said before, if he chases, we can always do dual live stream, whatever. Usually, if I was with him, I would be live streaming the chase, probably. But I think I made the right call today, staying home. Just to live stream this, because Chicago, according to a lot of models, Chicago is going to be the place to be. So I'm just running through the models. Actually, I'll show you here. I'm running through the models on this. Yeah, don't mind that. Ooh, what did I do? I did something, or did it just update? Okay, so you're looking at, okay, so this is the HRRR model. I'm too far up, you can't see it. So this is HRRR right now. This has honestly been the most reliable. Where are we here? 18Z. This thing is showing, so yeah, this is showing possibly isolated supercells over the Chicagoland area around 11 o'clock tonight. This, again, the first round looks to be around 9 o'clock tonight, which is this one here. I could take a sounding. This just measures all the ridiculous stuff in the atmosphere I don't feel like describing right now. Possible hazard type tornado, don't worry about that. It's all this other stuff. 5,000 Cape here. Hodograph, which is measuring wind shear in the atmosphere. It's not too impressive. I mean, could always be better. This cell here is near Oshkosh. This could be what Joey's chasing. No. Okay, why is it doing this? Sending me all the way to next week. So yeah, I don't know. This is gonna be after dark stuff, so I'm not sure if he's gonna want to do this. But either way, yeah. Honestly, her has come down a lot in terms of intensity of these supercells. I mean, yesterday they were showing like ridiculous supercells that had the good potential. Okay, this looks pretty good. Almost 5700 cape. Photograph is not impressive, honestly, and I mean, again, the tornado potential is there for today. It's just not going to be, one, it's not going to be widespread like July 12, and they're not going to be as strong as July 12, or actually, excuse me, they're not going to be as strong as, say, a big tornado outbreak in the Great Plains or whatever. They're not going to be something like that. They're obviously going to be weak tornadoes, if any do even happen, but her is coming down on the intensity of these storms, and then this is, that is, I believe, 1 a.m. Yeah, we could be live streaming for a while here. Oh, yeah. See, her is... Okay, this thing's lagging. Her is showing a good amount of stuff overnight, which I don't mind an overnight stream. I mean, they got rid of the derecho for that. But this is not the model that the Storm Prediction Center likes going off of. This is the model, NAM 3K. So this is a completely different model than what we were just looking at. This thing, not really showing much. Okay, never mind. Not showing much for when the time had it. This looks to be about 2 a.m. We could be getting nasty severe weather. This is basically a repeat of last night. Yeah. So, I mean, they're showing some isolated cells up in Wisconsin. I could take the sounding up here. They're showing some isolated supercells, but nothing, obviously nothing impressive. This would be, I believe, midnight. Marginal tornado, that looks pretty good. Chances of a tornado coming out of that at 1800 cape, it's obviously it's a marginal tornado, but this is midnight. Obviously NAM 3K is being weird. I'm gonna go normal NAM here. So this is just normal North American model. Looking at this, we'll pull up cape and all that here in a second. We'll go back through all the models, and it's, I hate this 3-hour gap thing. Okay, so the NAM is useless. Let's take ARW, which is another model. I cannot remember what that stands for, honestly. This looks interesting here. So again, it's still early in the afternoon. Yeah, this looks interesting. This is, I believe, 6 o'clock. ARW showing pretty good cell going through Chicago at 6 o'clock. This, oh, that's why I can't get it sounding. It's showing a pretty good cell coming over Chicago around 6 o'clock this evening. So in about 2 hours. This is the National Severe Storms Laboratory. As you know, that eventually became the Storm Prediction Center, but okay, what is this? Look at this. It's trying to form a derecho there. You got the nice bow echo, and then it dives south. That's not too bad. I also can't get a sounding on that. FV3, this has been showing some good cells. I might stand corrected. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, this is going to turn into an MCS, mesoscale convective system, right there. I might want to see what's okay. Yeah, nothing. So I got a sounding with 10,000 cape. What? I might want to look at that. This is wrap model, and we're gonna look at this in a second. So yeah, FV3 not showing too much in terms of activity there. And then this is what I like to call Rufus. Or in reality it's called RRFS, but it's easier to say Rufus. So, oh wow, look at these cells. This could do something. I can't get a sounding obviously, but this is showing a derecho, or at least a nasty squall line coming through around 10-11 o'clock tonight. This is again Rufus, and it's gonna probably take on derecho characteristics with that. This is concerning, obviously seeing that would be 8 o'clock. This would be 9 o'clock. So basically, a nighttime derecho coming through the Chicagoland area. We may be live streaming for hours, just because I saw that. Hopefully not. Hopefully this doesn't verify. It's showing isolated cells in Wisconsin. That is fun. And then eventually they'll all congeal into one line crossing Lake Michigan. So let's take wrap. That's one more model I like using. This is show. Obviously, we're only looking at reflectivity for the time being. I'll always go through some of the other stuff. Wrap is showing nothing. Okay, so this is the way I run through it. I start with NAM, go through all the things, and then actually let's not start with NAM. Let's start with her. So we'll start with this one. We'll look at all the other severe weather dynamics with this one here. Come on. This computer is slow, which is why the live stream ended last time. So yeah, her is supercell composite, which is the probability of a supercell within an area. Wow. Okay. It's showing 14 in central DeKalb County here. Let's take a look at what this has here. Possible hazard type is a tornado. 4600 Cape with that. Photographs, it's not too impressive. It's honestly ooh, wow. Supercell composite of 18 in Lake County. Possible hazard type again, tornado, 3500 Cape, so it's a little bit lower Cape than last time. And this is off of her, which has honestly been more. Oh, geez. This is at 7 o'clock. Supercell composite of 23, right along the DeKalb-King County border, which is basically 20 miles to my west. Marginal tornado, just under 5,000 Cape. Marginal tornado, photographs, not that bad. So if her verifies, this is what we'll be seeing. And then obviously it does start to die down. Honestly, it looks like it's gonna dive straight south. 8 o'clock has a 25. I believe that's along the Lee DeKalb County border where we got that. Yeah. Again, not impressive. It could happen. Like I said, it's not guaranteed, obviously, because all of these are forecasting, whatever. Wish I could mirror this. Let me see if I can. Let me try this. Let me try switching Wi-Fi. Forget it. Okay, whatever. So this is surface-based Cape. Oh, that's tomorrow. Whoa, okay. There's a lot of Cape in the Chicagoland. Right here, the tri-point at Lee, DeKalb, and LaSalle counties. Oh, never mind. A bit of contamination with that one as well. So yeah, basically it's a widespread thing. Oh, wait, what time is this out of? What's 12Z? 12Z, that would be... I might want to refresh this. Because I think I'm way behind. Because I don't know what I'm... Because I think either 12Z is right now. Because we're 5 hours behind London, I think. 5 hours... Yeah, I think that's right. Actually, I don't think I am. Yeah, we should be like here, because it is humid out there. So, obviously her is all the way through its cycle. So this is 18Z, this is 19Z. There's about 4 just over 4,000 joules per kilogram. I believe that was Will County. Possible hazard type is a marginal tornado. Don't worry about that. Photograph, not impressive. Obviously it says marginal tornado, but that doesn't mean anything. It's just based on what all these numbers are showing and all that. Ooh, hello. 4,200 Cape, just north of me. Let's see what this one takes. Possible hazard type is tornado. It is a little bit arched. You might want to watch this. Obviously, this is, like I said, out of her. SIGTOR parameters, significant tornado parameter. This one may not be really necessary this evening, but it doesn't hurt to check out what they got. SIGTOR, lake breeze or lakefront. Wow, 0.01. or excuse me, 0.1, but there's 2 directly over where I'm at. All right, that's great. So let's obviously look at this. Oh yeah, there could. This is 5,000 joules per kilogram. This is, I took this out of Sugar Grove. Photograph, bit arched, not impressive. So the chance of tornadoes today, the Storm Prediction Center still just has a 2% for the time being. We can always check if they went up to 5, but for the time being, it does seem like we could have a pretty significant severe weather event. Yeah, don't ask. Okay, this is bulk shear. This is wind shear in the atmosphere. Yeah. Okay, there is going to be some wind shear in the atmosphere. Oh, there's going to be a lot. There's actually going to be a lot over Chicago, pretty much right over Midway. Okay, what? I don't know what I did. Okay, just because there's a lot of shear doesn't mean there's going to be... doesn't equal tornadoes, because that's how life works. Anyways, so we're done with her. Let's take a look at 3K. This is obviously, again, another model. Bulk shear. There is a trough. I saw one with a trough earlier, but I can't find it here. Again, this is 3K. Actually, let's take a look at surface-based cape to start, and then we'll come back to that last. So surface-based cape for the Chicago. I'm busy. If you tag me one more time, I swear. Surface-based cape. Whoa, okay. Surface-based cape, probably around... It's not showing up for me here. What's going on? Break this thing, aren't I? Yeah, there's a lot of cape. 4,500 joules per kilogram here. So this is obviously 3K. Not impressive photo. 6,600 cape in Kane County. Probably is a little bit higher. I just saw 5,000 reading. But like I said, it is humid out there. If I were to go out there, I'd come back a completely different person. But this is, again, 3K. So that was the cape values there. Let's take a look at supercell composite for 3K. Like I said, 3K has not been reliable with this stuff today because... stop. So this is supercell composite. It's showing a pretty good amount of supercell composite right over Chicago. This thing just froze on me for a second. We'll get it back. There we go. Close. I don't want that one. So this is at 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. They're showing almost 30 for supercell composite in northeast DeKalb County. Possible hazard type is tornado photograph is, again, not impressive. Just under 6,000 joules per kilogram with that one. Supercell composite up north is 30. That's not bad. Let's see what they have here. Ooh, yeah, there could be a possible tornado up north. Like I said, we've been talking. Joey and I have been talking. There could be a possible tornado outbreak. Possible. Keep in mind, up north in Oshkosh. In fact, let me take a look at radar right now. There's actually a storm that has a special weather statement on it. Headed for Green Bay, which is north of Oshkosh. I wonder if he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna leave for that because it's not impressive. No, but supercell composite, not impressive. I mean, just look at this. This is coming off the lake, and then it dives south. So supercell composite, pretty good for 3K at least. In fact, let's take a look at this. This is mesoscale analysis. This is off of NAM 3K, so what we see here is what we get. So it's not even really worth going to that one. Thermodynamics, like I said, 8,000 joules per kilogram in western Iowa. That is hot. 6,000, like I said, that goes into Grundy County, barely includes Kane County, so my area is 5,500. 6,000 parts there, 6,000 there. And then it definitely drops off as it gets closer to the Chicago. Yeah, okay. It is. Thank you for telling me RAP is mesoscale analysis based off of RAP. Thank you, I needed that. Could have swore it was off at 3K. Oh, okay. So anyways, 8,000 joules per kilogram in Iowa, 6,000 in Chicago, or far western Chicago, I should say. Wind shear, Yeah, there's gonna be some shear in there. And then, yeah, it's just hard to read what that says. Because all these lines are annoying me. Okay, supercell composite. Oh boy. Yeah, see, you could sort of see the line forming right about, oops. You could sort of see the line forming right about there. It's not impressive on this. Let's see what else could we look at? There's one more I wanted to see. No, that's not it. Where is it? Oh, photograph map. So this is new. It shows photographs in the area. Nah, that's not what I wanted. Oh, SKU maps. Okay, this measures instability in the atmosphere. This is what I wanted to look at. For now, it's not that impressive. Chicago's not showing anything 6 hours ahead, and that's weird. Okay, let's go back here. Let's go bulk shear, and then we'll just move on. But like I said, in terms of storms itself, nothing's forming yet. Hopefully this thing doesn't cap bust, or what I like to say, what happened Wednesday. It was supposed to be a nasty supercell that went through Chicago, and that never happened. Only a couple showers formed for Chicago, which I guess is better than having a monster supercell going through Chicago, pretty much taking the same path as the last storm back in June 13. Storm relative, okay. So they have, Storm Prediction Center has just issued a mesoscale discussion. Let's go back here. They have issued a mesoscale discussion for the far western parts of the enhanced risk area. I'll read this. I'll read this for you here. So this does not include Illinois for the time being. They might include it eventually. That's why it's not working. Stuck on the, oops, no, okay, hello. Okay, mesoscale discussion. The chances of a severe watch, 40%. So it is a watch possible. Diurnal heating of very moist air mass, upper 70s to near 80s surface dew points. Yeah, it's humid out there. So yeah, just talking about a possible MCS form, mesoscale convective system here. Honestly, all the other models are starting to come in agreement, so it's not really worth looking at the rest. So we'll just stick with this. So obviously, got a storm up north in Green Bay. We're not even going to talk about that unless Joey goes on it. We'll obviously watch where he goes and all that. I will. Probably because everybody else is not going to care. I don't know why I said that, but there's this stuff up in Wisconsin here. That, I believe, may start to turn towards Chicago. I don't think it will, because it's coming. Obviously, it's coming from here. This either will fizzle out or merge in with the main line as it comes towards Chicago. So honestly, time frame between 5 and 11 o'clock. Honestly, the biggest time frame from now, just based on what this mesoscale discussion says. Honestly, the biggest time frame now is between 9 and this is what I'm saying, between 9 and 2 a.m. Let's actually go back here. Gotta fix the screen mirroring. It's messed up here. So I don't think we'll be getting any. There we go. I don't think we'll be getting any live shots this evening, unless Joey does something, and he goes out and chases. I don't think we'll see any good live shots because, like I said, this will be a nighttime event. Just like the first live stream, we're going back to our old roots. Just like the first stream on June 24. But for now, nothing for the Chicagoland for at least the next couple hours, but it's good to talk about it now just to get it on your radar. No pun intended. So it's just good to have it. It's just good to have it in your mind now, just to prepare, because it's good to have this now because once that air show ends and something does happen up in Oshkosh, Joey will be on it, and we'll obviously talk about that as well. Because like I said, I am part of Vortex Productions, which is his chase team, so it doesn't hurt to give him free publicity, I guess. I don't know why I said that, but either way, it's helping one of my friends out, and just why not? But yeah, for now, there's definitely nothing going on for Chicago for, like I said, for at least next several hours. We could easily take at least an hour break, come back and nothing happened. Go take a dinner, go have a 10-course dinner, come back, add 5 pounds, and then still nothing. But I mean, if this thing cap busts, I will be mad. 'Cause I wasted 6 hours probably of my life just watching a radar that does nothing. That's honestly what I kind of did on Wednesday. We were expecting a nasty storm to roll through Chicago, forming near Rockford, parallel I-90, pretty much what it did on June 13th of last year. That's basically what happened. And that never happened. There was only a couple showers forming near Northbrook that happened on Wednesday, and they just fizzled out as it got closer to Chicago. So that was a disappointment. Another disappointment, especially for me, July 14. So basically, this live stream for now is just going to be reflecting on events, because usually I don't feel like doing that during the forecast, because the forecast is just based on people. But either way, let's go back to July 12, because I just want to talk about that, because that was fun. That was honestly the most fun I've had storm chasing ever. Even though it did get personal a little bit. I had a tornado go pretty much a mile north of my aunt's house in Elgin, and within 2 miles of my grandma's house, or my grandma's old house, I should say. But you had the EF1 tornado. If we had saw that, if we had gone north on 47, as you know, we turned from 47 to 38 on that. You know what? Let's do some stalking of my live stream. We'll talk about it. There's no audio, but I will voice over it. I just love doing stuff like this. But either way, obviously we'll talk about the severe. That's this live stream. Okay, what? No, stop. Okay, I don't know. I clicked on this live stream on accident. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. But either way, July 12 was such a fun chase. That's the first part. So, that was such a fun chase. So the chase started off, as you know, he picked me up, Joey picked me up right as the storm formed, or as that first tornado, like 10 minutes before that first tornado warning went out for Chicago on July 12. Here, we'll watch it, because that was such a fun chase. I rewatched the entire thing yesterday. I do this sometimes, but okay. So this is us, Jay. This is literally, you can see this from my window. Listen, I got nothing else to do. Might as well just talk about old chases. So this is literally, you can see this right outside my window where we were. So this is like 10 minutes after he got me. And tornado warning would go out in about 5 minutes, so we'll skip ahead here. We did see this tornado. It was a EF0 that went through Oswego. That was like 3 blocks from my aunt's house. This corn was in the way. I'll just go through key points in this. But that's too far. So at this time, as the tornado warning was going off here in Oswego on July 12th, my phone was blowing up left and right. I'm like, oh my god, I can't keep doing this. So we're turning back toward my house in this here. And then, yeah, don't ask why the quality's so bad. And then there's the wall cloud. It's right here. That was the wall cloud on that day. So that was the first tornado we saw. And at the time, we didn't realize it was on the ground. Which thankfully was, luckily we didn't see anything. No damage. We didn't see any, surprisingly. And this is as we were on Route 38. Actually, we'll skip a little bit more ahead because that's not interesting. This is when I realized that the debris ball for the Elgin tornado on this day was headed right for my aunt's house, and I started becoming pretty emotional. As anyone would, as you see a tornado, especially if you're storm chasing, as you see a tornado go right for your family's house. As we were driving, this is on Peck Road in the western sides of St. Charles. This area right here began to rotate. I didn't even notice it. Joey did, and I looked up and screamed like a girl. I'm like, uh-oh. I'm like, we might want to get out of here. It was literally rotated right above us. It was right here. It was starting to show up on velocity, but luckily nothing happened. Otherwise, we would have been in pretty serious trouble. But, yeah, that's basically the most interesting part of that stream. And then the second part, the Carroll Stream tornado, which we definitely saw. But, okay, let's go back here, because I think people don't want me reflecting on stuff. we could do a separate video for that, and Joey's gonna make a video on his channel about the storm chase itself. I was thinking we could do what I was thinking we could do is we could do voiceovers. Both him and I do voiceovers, whatever. But let's go back here. So once again, the mesoscale discussion out west. Obviously, still nothing is formed yet, which is disappointing for the time being. I was expecting this thing to be a early afternoon, late evening event, so that's why I started the stream at 3:30. But obviously, that's not the case here. So again, mesoscale discussion. Once this thing gets going, it will start to race off to the east. I expect it to be in the Chicagoland area somewhere between 9 and 2 a.m. That'll be fun. But like I said, damaging wind and tornadoes are the biggest concern for this event. Obviously, because the hail threat has moved east. There's a 15% hail threat for Chicago. This evening, northern parts of Chicago, basically north of Interstate 80. Pretty much north of Interstate 80, west of Interstate 55 is where this 15% hail threat is. So basically the northwest suburbs, the western and northern suburbs of Chicago is where this will be affecting. And then the hatched area barely includes Dubuque, we're not worried about significant hail there. 30% wind. Pretty much, 30% wind is basically that enhanced risk, which is why it was issued. It's going to be a pretty significant wind event and just a 2% tornado risk there. So like I said, now it seems like damaging wind and hail are the biggest concerns with the possibility of a tornado or two. The Storm Prediction Center did not up it to a 5%, which is weird. They didn't even hatch the 30% wind threat, which is also weird. The mesoscale discussion, the one you see on the left of your screen, the one that starts turning to the right, 40% chance, like I said, severe risk should increase during the next couple hours. So once storms break through that cap, it's just gonna go wild, because especially once it reaches here, once it reaches there, there's gonna be 8,000 cape in there, and that's storms love having high cape. And having that is going to be a nightmare. It's going to turn into a powerful storm. Luckily, as it goes off to the east, it will be weaker, thankfully. But the Chicagoland still could feel pretty good damaging wind event for tonight. Honestly, there's not really too much to talk about now, considering I kind of started the stream a little bit too early. We'll obviously take several breaks through here. We'll obviously come back in if I see something interesting. And obviously, I will be watching the northern stuff up in Oshkosh. Because obviously Joey's there, my chase partner, and what? Okay, this is funny. So there's this study that how do you say this? Seismologists, like the people that study earthquakes. Taylor Swift fans are doing more than shaking it off. They're saying they created a 2.3 magnitude earthquake. No wonder I stay away from all those people. Okay. Anyways, a severe thunderstorm watch was just issued. This is for here, up north. So basically, let's go to Minneapolis radar for a second. So basically, the line that's going through Minneapolis right now is going to head right for northern Wisconsin. This stuff, I believe, but it does include, the watch is down here. And Oshkosh is just off to the right there. So we'll be headed for there. So I just want to wait and see what this thing will do, because honestly, this might be the thing that's coming. Because I heard it's probably going to turn hard right and head right for Chicago. But there's also this stuff coming in from the west. So honestly, these two could merge, or I heard we could be having a couple rounds, but models have been all over the place recently. But yeah, severe thunderstorm watch was just issued for parts of southeastern Minnesota and western Wisconsin. And again, the only reason I'm talking about this is because Joey's up here and I'm part of his chase team, so might as well talk about it as well. So yeah, that severe thunderstorm watch is issued for that stuff northwest of Minneapolis. And honestly, that could start to affect Chicago as well. And then we also have this stuff forming here. Honestly, let's go to Omaha radar, and then we'll take Grand Island next. There is a couple storms forming. So obviously there are storms that have broken through the cap, holding storms from forming in eastern Nebraska. This will eventually head for Chicago. It still has got to go through the entirety of the great state of Iowa, but hopefully this thing does start to weaken a little bit before it reaches here, and it causes chaos. Hopefully it doesn't do that. I mean, we've already had ridiculous July in terms of severe weather for Chicago, so hopefully this doesn't add to the nightmare that we've had. So with that, we're actually going to take a little bit of a break here. I honestly, this stream software I have, I'm not too sure whether or not I can pause it. No, I can't. I can mute the audio, but it's on my phone. I kind of want to use it. In fact, okay, he just sent me something here. Still showing some supercells. This is her that he showed me. I'm not gonna show it because classified documents, even though it's on Pivotal Weather. But this thing is still showing some supercells up north in Oshkosh and even in Chicago. So that'll be fun. Let me just clarify what model, so I don't get this wrong. But I mean, like I've said, the past day or day and a half, all these models have been completely disagreeing with each other. One model showing supercells, one model showing nothing, one model showing a mixture between. It's like, oh my goodness, decide already. But hopefully, we don't get a severe weather event. I mean, July 14 was the last one, and we had funnel cloud in Sugar Grove, 3 miles from my house. I could have easily seen it from my house. I wasn't there to see it, so honestly, I got to make up for what I missed. Yeah, fun times, right? So, yeah, honestly, there's not really too much to talk about at current time. I've been rambling for 40 minutes already. But like I said, enhanced risk of severe weather for stretching from near Spencer, Iowa, east to near Fort Wayne, Indiana, including South Bend, and obviously includes the Chicagoland area. Pretty much includes the entire Chicagoland area, includes Milwaukee, the Quad Cities, and does not include Peoria or Bloomington. So basically, just a little bit south of Interstate 80 is where this stretches to. Honestly, it kind of looks like a... I don't know. This thing is giving me August 10 vibes. The August Midwest derecho back in 2020. It's honestly giving me those kind of vibes because the way this outlook is shaped, it honestly is basically what happened on August 10. Hopefully we don't get something as significant as that event because that was a nightmare. But I mean, if that never happened, you wouldn't be watching this video. You'd be going off on your day sweating like a person in a sauna suit. But luckily that did happen, and you have to hear my voice. But I make the worst jokes out of everything, and I laugh about them all the time. Looks like there's a lot of chasers already in Omaha, so obviously they're going to chase the storm on its way east. I still obviously can't rule out a 5% tornado risk. The next update comes at 7 o'clock, which is 3 hours from now. I don't expect, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if a 5 tor gets issued, a 5% tornado risk. I wouldn't be surprised if one gets issued. But for now, this will be a nighttime severe weather event. We'll just say that. We got another 5-ish hours to go. So honestly, having this on your radar now is a good idea because this could be a pretty significant event, especially since it's nighttime. You're not going to be able to see a lot of things. It's going to be torrential rain, so it's basically visibility is none. Hail possible as well, and I still cannot rule out a tornado or two for Chicago. So, yeah, just something to keep on your mind. So I guess we'll take a little bit of a break. We'll come back at 4:45, I guess. Talk about if anything else happens. Obviously, I'll keep watching things up north, because we all know why at this point. So yeah, we'll come back at 4:45. I'll come back at 4:45, talking about this event, and let's just see where it goes from there. So we'll be back in 30 minutes. Alright, so I've come back to the stream for a second because I'm honestly deciding to end this one. We'll probably make this a two-part stream and just come back later on this evening as the storm gets closer. Honestly, once the main storm reaches Des Moines, that's honestly when I'll begin the stream again, because honestly, just waiting here watching this is not going to be doing much unless something happens up north in Oshkosh. And if something up north comes in Oshkosh, we'll stick with that and we'll stick with the entire stream for the rest of the night. So for that is the end of this first part of the live stream. I knew I shouldn't have started it this early because it is kind of early. It's 4:30, but I could have swore this would have happened a little bit later on, but it is what it is. So with that, we'll come back probably around 6:30 unless something happens in Oshkosh. If something happens in Oshkosh, we'll come back earlier than that. So with that, that is the end of this first part of the stream, and with that, thank you and goodbye.